underneath Wet Rock, as Snakestar called the meeting. All cats gather underneath Wet Rock for a clan meeting, he said, as cats began surrounding the big, large boulder that Snakestar was sitting on. Today, we have one new member and one new warrior, he spoke, looking around the clearing. Daisy thought who the new warrior would be, and when she spotted a large, dappled Tom behind her, she knew who that would be. But who was the new member? She knew almost every cat in River Clan, and she didn't hear any cat about a new member in the clan. Snakestar continued on as he called Sparrowpaw up to Wet Rock. "Sparrowpaw, please step forward," he said as the Tom got up and stepped before the large brown tabby. As Dawn sat behind her, every cat called out Sparrowpaw's new name: Sparrowbreeze, 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 and Daisy called loud as well, Sparrowbreeze. And Daisy, as her name was called, she looked up alert, her tail fluffing up in confusion. "What? You are joining this clan. You need a clan name," he purred, looking down at Daisy with a great big smile. She looked up at him, confused, and she nodded back, somehow reassured that everything would go well in the end. She wanted to join River Clan. She'd been there for moons now, and the clan had grown exponentially larger. She was ready to become a proud member. "Do you wish to have a name for yourself?" he asked her, and Daisy shook her head. If she had to pick anything, it would be Daisy, but if she needed a clan name, that was up to Snakestar. "Well then, by this day forward, your new name will be Daisy Rain." "Hey," Daisy Rain said as Adderfang interrupted her, looking at Sun Rain on from his back. "Hey, Sunheart, need any patrols out?" Sunheart looked at Daisy Rain with a smirk and nodded. Back at Adderfang. I could actually use one, the Dusk Patrol, actually. Could you and..." Everything drowned out from Sunheart's point of view as she spoke to Shattered Sky. "Shattered Sky, I'm a warrior now. Now you can't bully me," she purred, "for being a kitty pet." Shattered Sky rolled his eyes and glared back at her. "In my eyes, you're always going to be a kitty pet," he meowed, his words tart. Daisy Rain shook her head and looked back to the conversation Sunheart and Adderfang was having. And she stuck out her tongue at Shattered Sky. "Yeah, I'd love to go on a patrol, Sunheart," she said as Sunheart was getting up to leave. Adderfang responded and said "sure" in a calm tone. As Snakestar paced back and forth from behind her. "Let's go, Adderfang!" Daisy Rain said excitedly as she leaped over the river, Adderfang following and almost tripping in. She was quite agile, she'd say. She puffed out her chest as she followed the Tom through the grassy forest of River Clan territory. He sat at the river, and she watched him hunt, and looked at the handsome Tom with a smile. He was very handsome, and she almost felt like she could have a crush on him, but she also kind of liked Raven's song, and liked Blue Mist from before, but her mind was muddled as she saw a fish dart below as she saw Adderfang look down into the water, a shadow darting past. Daisy Rain looked excited, her claws slicing out into the dark, rusted earth of the River Clan shore. Would he catch it? She hoped so. She watched the Tom as he stealthily looked down into the water and stalked over the edge. She watched as the Tom sliced his paw and grabbed out a large fish. He gave a smile at him, almost to himself, and looked at Daisy Rain prominently. Daisy Rain responded. "That was a great catch," she meowed towards him, and the Tom nodded. The best River Clan warrior could do that. The worst River Clan warrior could also do that. He meowed, looking at her with the eye raising. "Thanks. Now you try," he repeated, as Daisy Rain looked into the water eerily. A large fish was almost halfway across the river, but she thought if she could leap far enough, she could make it. She tensed her paws as she unsheathed them and then leaped, spiraling into the river. The fish caught in her claws tightly. She darted out of the water with the fish in her jaws as she walked up onto land, smiling at Adderfang in pride. "Not bad for a kitty pet," he growled, looking at her. "Hey!" Daisy Rain puffed out her tail and growled at him angrily. "What? Are you offended?" "I am a warrior of River Clan to you," she growled at him, dropping the fish on the ground. "You're always going to be a kitty pet to me, Daisy." He gave a smile at her, his teeth showing fangs. "Hey!" Daisy Rain looked at him. Maybe she was just being playful. Maybe he was just being playful. She grabbed the Tom and shoved him into the water, a laugh escaping her white muzzle. "Heh!" Adderfang snarled. "Could a kitty pet do that?" she growled as Adderfang looked at her with an evil glare. "Daisy, get this into your head. Just don't get too comfortable." "Sweetie," he growled, shaking off water and splashing it onto Daisy. She stuck her tongue out at him, growling. "Why? What are you going to do to me?" she snarled. She usually would be frightened by the Tom if they said something like that or threatened her like that, but now she felt a little more comfortable. Since she was a River Clan warrior, she had no doubts in that she was one. She leaped. Suddenly, Adderfang leaped on her. He leaped on her and pushed her head down into the sand by her hidden paws as he began walking off. She shook herself out, suddenly frightened, and growled, racing back to camp past him with all might and looking as two cats were talking but ignored them, racing across the river. She had to tell Sunheart about this eventually. She looked terribly distraught as she sat down and looked around for a cat. Oh, who could she tell? She saw Sneakstar and let out a sigh. He was the leader. Sunheart was her best friend. She looked around and looked through each cat, scanning for Sunheart. Suddenly she saw Adderfang in the medicine den and braced out. Where was Sunheart? Oh, please still be here, she thought as she used her nose to smell for the molly. Daisy Rain looked over the edge and whispered to herself, "Oh, don't do this." She touched a firefly that was far off and then raced back, sinking her claws into the earth. She couldn't do this. "Please don't do this, Daisy," she thought to herself. "You will regret it," she thought as she suddenly started crying, rolling up tightly as she cried to herself, "Oh, I'll amount to nothing, always," she thought to herself, and suddenly She got up, wiping the tears away from her eyes. No. Adderfang just thinks I amount to nothing. But Sunheart and Snakestar, they think I am something. They think I'm Daisy Rain and their best friend. She raced into camp and raced through looking for Sunheart. When she finally found her, not far off into RiverClan territory. Sunheart, I have to tell you something. She looked at the folded-eared Molly. It's Adderfang. Sunheart looked at her confused and gave a questioning look. What about him? He threatened me. She let out a scream. Not the scream of fear, but a scream of confusion. I don't know why, but he did. On patrol. Shared Sky walked up to them and she looked at him. It's a private meeting, she called out to Shared Sky. He threatened you? Sunheart screamed at her and she flinched. Yes, he did. I still can't believe it. Why would Adderfang do anything like that? Sunheart tensed her claws into the earth, looking back up at Daisy Rain with a burning rage. I'm gonna tell Snakestar, she growled. Oh, no. Well, that's a good thing, I guess. Like I said, he did threaten me. That's bad, right? Oh, she could hear a rabbit off in the distance, but she didn't go for it. Yeah. So, that's really all I have to say. She looked up at Sunheart. I just want to say, thanks for being my best friend, she meowed, a tear curling up in her eye again as Sunheart nodded. You're always going to be my best friend. Forever. Even in death shall we part. From me or you, I will always be your best friend, she said again. Thanks, she meowed, looking up at her with a smile as everything fades. So guys, that's all for this video. I hope you like and subscribe. Ring the notification bell down below. I tried really hard on this, even though it kind of sucks. But yeah, like, subscribe, bye. So also sorry for not having a proper outro this time with Eco in the background. I'm just a little lazy. I took so long this freaking episode, dude. It's not even funny. Well, it wasn't that long, but it's so hard to do these voiceovers sometimes because I say the wrong gender and then my editing program doesn't work and it's like, oh my gosh, just please stop not doing it, you know? It's really difficult because I always try to do it like Little Sprout stories. That's the inspiration where it all came from, but I can't do that when I just can't do improv. I say the wrong things and I stutter and then I say things too early, like she got up and said blah blah blah, and then I have to edit that out, but then my editing program starts working again. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. Bye. Like, subscribe, and comment who your favorite character is.